Hey, welcome back to Real Talk. I received a question from someone and they said if I could give one piece of advice, or what is one piece of advice that I lived by that was a game changer for me. And the question was specifically in my business, but when I'm thinking back, really, this one kind of thing changed every area of my life. It changed how I interacted with my family, my day, my business. And the one bit of advice I actually wrote about today, because it really got me thinking, and that's getting up with intention, but not just getting up with intention. When I'll kind of go back before I go forward, when I think about like 10 years ago, 10 years ago isn't that long. But I was at a conference and I heard the keynote speaker said, if you want your day to look different, you need to do something differently, and that something different needs to be with intention. So I started thinking about how I started the day, and I'm like snooze queen. If you could press snooze, I would calculate it. Like, I think I learned my 9 times tables by the snooze button. So if every time I knew I had to get up at a certain time, I would back it, because then I could press snooze X amount of times before I had to get up. But every time I ended up behind the 8 ball. I ended up behind before my day even got started. So then I would go from there to racing to my kids to get them up. I'd be trying to pack lunches, trying to get out the door, trying to get everybody to school before I could even get to work. And I was constantly trying to play catch up. And I remember being in that conference and thinking like, okay, well, I guess I could not press snooze. Like, it was this one small thing. It seemed like the most simple thing. And yet it's actually really hard to do, but it's so easy and it changes everything. So from there, that next day at that conference, I remember saying to Ed, I'm going to change something. Don't let me press snooze anymore, as if he had any say in it. We're just going to get up. I'm going to put my phone at the other side of the room, or whatever it took to not press snooze. But really, it was that one decision that changed not just my entire day, but it even changed my kids' entire day. It definitely changed Ed's whole day, because we were starting the day in our terms. We're starting the day ahead instead of that dread and heaviness of being behind. And it translated to everything else in our life, because then after that, we stepped back and said, okay, so we changed that one thing. We changed the snooze button. What else can we change tomorrow? And then we started getting curious. Well, wonder if we don't just get up on time. Wonder if we pray or meditate in the morning. Oh, okay. Well, let's try that. Let's do 10 minutes. So then we would start to implement that. Then it was like, okay, well, wonder if we don't start clients till this time instead of this time. And for me, I like to do my yoga in the morning, or we sat down and had breakfast together. And then we actually started adding on that we would sit together and actually write out one little sentence of our intention for the day. So I'm sharing that because it was the one decision to stop pressing the snooze button that actually generated it allowed us to step into that next intention, and the next, which actually ended up being another success and another success and another success. So I guess that, the one piece of advice that changed, 100% changed my business, but it changed everything. And it's one decision that you can make every day. For maybe you already don't press the snooze button, but whatever it is for you, decide one thing different for tomorrow to create a different outcome. If you want something to be different, you have to be willing to do things a little bit differently. And it doesn't mean you have to go towards the flag at the top of the mountain. It's just one step. So for me, it was not pressing the snooze button, and I'm so grateful for that conference I attended 10 years ago. Game changer. But for you, and for me, again, I'm going to come up with something yet again tomorrow that can enhance and improve and create more success in my life. And yeah, share with me what that one thing is for you. If you've done it, I'd love to hear about your experiences and or what you might do tomorrow. Share.